Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fourth on a Mile podcast. That's Nicholas Elliott. I'm JD Zaza, and welcome back, college foot. We got a college football episode today. We got a big one today since a few things happened over the weekend. That were big, and then we got playoff rankings to discuss, and then a coach firing a little later. Nicholas, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. About another week of football. Another week. I mean, then again, we've had weekday football in action every day.
Yeah, Maction has been something, and then we've had group of five chaos over the
Yeah,
on the weekdays, but
South Florida plays tonight.
South Florida plays tonight.
Yeah,
But I think we get into the big thing that happened on Tuesday.
yeah.
So the first college football rankings came out this week, and this is what it looks like. I sorry about the side, but this is what the playoff looks like currently. Ohio Ohio State number 1, Indiana 2, A&M 3, Bama 4, Georgia 5, Ole Miss 6, BYU 7, Texas Tech 8, 9 Oregon, 10 Notre Dame, 11 Virginia, and 12 Memphis. With the first two teams out being the two Red River teams, Texas and Oklahoma. The entire top 25, the few teams outside are looking outside also are Utah, Virginia, Louisville, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, Miami, the big one, USC, Iowa, Michigan, Missouri, Washington, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee. So when you were watching this, Nicholas, on Tuesday, did anything stand out to you, or does this kind of look like how it should?
I mean, really, when I was kind of made my own like top 10, and the first four were fine. Five, fine with me. 6, Ole Miss, yeah, fine with me. I probably maybe would have had Oregon there, but I mean, Oregon really hasn't done it with the wins yet. I mean, I guess Ole Miss has that win over Oklahoma, so yeah, they do have better wins than them. BYU and Texas Tech won't really matter because they play this week, so whoever wins that will be ahead of them. So Notre Dame at 10, interesting, but kind of expected. I mean, they've handled their business, beat USC. I mean, they had the 2 losses, but it's like you've already done your part. I mean, 2 good quality losses, I guess. The Miami loss is shaping out to be who knows, but
That's not their fault.
no. Then Texas being pretty high ranked is at 11 is kind of interesting, but there's really no complaints. This is a good ranking.
Yeah, that was my take. I didn't have many issues with the entire top 25. I had 2 major takeaways during this entire thing. The first one is looking at this so far. Top 4 looks the same. I thought they might have put A&M at 2 or maybe flipped a few things in the top 4, but no, they stayed put, which makes sense to me. But the big takeaway I had is the ACC is going to be a 1-bid league, and the Big 12 is probably going to get 2. I think the Big 12 is going to get two teams into this thing. I think Utah's in a really nice spot. If they win out, they'll get in along with the Big 12 champ.
Yeah, but it kind of sucks because Utah's both their losses are to the 2 of the teams that are 7 and 8.
Yeah, but Utah's a good team.
Barely lost that game in Provo, but they probably wish they had that Texas Tech game back. But Miami,
again,
I think talking about ACC is interesting because, like you said, 1-bid league. I mean, just last week, everybody was saying probably 2-bid league locked, but then, I mean, bad defense.
Virginia is 14. Virginia is the highest ranked ACT team, and they're 14. Again, the ACC has 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 teams. They have 5 teams in the top 25, but the highest ranked is Virginia, at 14, then Louisville at 15, Georgia Tech at 17, Miami at 18, and then Pitt at 24.
Yeah.
They really.
Last week,
I felt like they really punished Georgia Tech and Miami for losing one. Georgia Tech especially, but Miami
Georgia Tech really kind of deserved to get punished a little bit because
but a one loss.
They haven't really won any games. They just handled everybody on their schedule. The Clemson win looked good in the moment, but Clemson hasn't aged good. NC State. Dave Doran was on his way out. They're probably about to fire him, and that just. Their offense is good, but NC State's offense is good. That game was just NC State was able to hold on defense, and Georgia Tech just couldn't keep scoring. But Georgia Tech will still have chances. They could beat Georgia, and they could be right back in the race. But it's like last week, Louisville almost kind of got eliminated because they almost lost to Georgia Tech, not Virginia Tech. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams on here that can be spoiler. Michigan could
Iowa.
be spoiler. Pitt's a big one. Iowa, huge. USC, huge. A lot of these teams can get back into it. But your thought on Texas? We're going to see if Texas wins out, they're going to be in this thing. They're going to be in the dance.
Yeah, they're off this week because next week they have to go to Athens. So
we're going to find out if Texas is for real or not. We're going to find out if these two Red River teams are real or not.
By next week.
Texas gets to go on the road to number 5, and they get to play number 3 at home. Oklahoma ends the year with going on the road to number 4, and they get LSU, which never know what LSU is going to be, and then I believe they play Missouri.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Texas.
So we're gonna find out if these Red River teams are for real or not. But I think there's going to be a 3-loss SEC team in the stands.
What'd you say?
I think there's going to be a 3-loss SEC team that gets into this.
Yeah, probably so.
But
it just depends what happens because if the team who plays if A&M makes A&M or Alabama, if they make the SEC championship game with 2 losses,
whoever makes the SEC championship is going to be safe. Same thing with the Big Ten championship. Whoever makes it is going to be the 2 teams that make the SEC championship and the Big Ten championship are safe, no matter what. You can't eliminate it. Can't eliminate like per se like a 10-2 Alabama if they play in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
But going to this, I think there are looking at this bracket, there's like 1 or 2 games that I would really, really like to see in the first round. Notre Dame going to Provo is an interesting one. I'd love to see that atmosphere. And then Oregon, Texas Tech would be a really fun game. They played a few years ago in Lubbock, but this is a completely new Texas Tech team. But so far, Virginia Ole Miss doesn't really wow me, or Memphis, Georgia.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts on the playoff rankings this week?
Not really. It was kind of.
It was pretty good last. Nothing really surprising to me.
Nothing.
All right, so we got through that. Now we can get into the head coach firing that happened over the week, because we usually start our shows with that, but since the college football rankings was the top thing, we decided to do that first. So we got another SEC opening with Auburn. Hugh Freeze got the axe this week. $15.4 million buyout this week, and Auburn lost 10-3 this week to Kentucky at home. Any thoughts, Nicholas? What are your thoughts on the Hugh Freeze era at Auburn?
He came in offensive minded head coach, and the past 3 years their offense has been lifeless, feeble. This year they had all the talent in the world offensively, but he's whiffed in the portal every year on a quarterback. And
yeah, that's the thing that's going to be talked about in the Plains is he never got quarterback right. He had Peyton Thorne for 2 years and then Jackson Arnold, and Arnold didn't turn out to be the guy they thought they would. I thought this was a doomed hire from the start, personally, because I believe the only reason they brought in Arnold was the same reason they brought in Freeze. Freeze, why did Freeze get the job? I think it was because he beat Alabama twice at Ole Miss. I truly believe that's the reason he got the job, and that's the reason I think they got Arnold. He beat Alabama last year.
Yeah.
And Auburn needs to beat Alabama. That's how an Auburn coach becomes a legend. I mean, Gus Malzahn, with all his faults, the reason he stayed that long in the Plains was he had a great record in the Iron Bowl against Saban. But again, it was just he never got the offense right. An offensive-minded coach, and they never got the offense right. It was the defense that was solid for them. DJ Durkin's now going to be the interim coach for Auburn. That sounds about right. And this year's Iron Bowl will be the sixth or seventh different head coaching matchup in a row that's unique.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, there were so many losses in the Hugh Freeze era. They're like, Auburn has control of this game, but then they just give it away. They were in almost every one of their losses, but then they lose in the end. Whether that's through ref ball, whether that's just getting out talented, but it was not a great hire from the start.
Nah.
So who do you think takes the Auburn job? Because there's one name I've heard that it's not a flashy hire, but it's like the eat your vegetables hire, where it's like this, you got to do this.
You got to get someone who fits the mold of Auburn. Like,
you need someone that can build a culture, a really nice culture at Auburn. Because after getting bad calls, Auburn died. Auburn felt like it died. They need a sound culture, and I think John Summerall Tulane's the guy that they're going to go get.
Yeah, I could.
I've heard it for a while. I just think Summerall to Auburn makes total sense to me. It's an eat your vegetables hire where he's not flashy, but he's going to get you a culture. He's going to have his teams play hard, and that's what Auburn needs right now to rebuild their culture. But again, they could also go get James Franklin or Clark Lee. Those are also two pretty good hires.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on the Auburn job or Hugh Freeze?
I mean, right now it's probably the third best. It's the third best job in the SEC. So
I agree. Well,
but, I mean, with the right guy, with the right hire and the right guy, it's one of the most dangerous jobs in the SEC. Like your highs can be winning it all, and your lows be what's happened the past couple of years. So,
breaking news coming out of the college football world: Luke Fickell's gonna stay. He's staying in Wisconsin.
Very shocking.
Kind of shocking, but also, I think Wisconsin's looking at the landscape and going, I don't even think we're gonna get. I don't think Wisconsin's even like a top 7 job open right now in in college football. They won't get the pick of the litter, and plus they paid Fickell a fair amount of money to come there. But according to the AD, that The decision comes with a significant increase in financial investment. So I guess they're doing good stuff behind the scenes. It's just Fickle's going to be the coach at least for next year, Wisconsin. Maybe next year, he gets the axe, but next year Fickle's going to be the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Very interesting.
I mean, he wants to bring an air raid system to a place that's always used to ground and pound football, and so far it's not really worked. Wisconsin's been a dead program for a while, but I'm hoping for Luke Fickle to do really good at Wisconsin next year because I think he's a really good coach, and I think he deserves. I think he will work at Wisconsin. I always thought that. I still think he'll work wherever he goes, even if he gets fired from Wisconsin. It's just I want him to succeed at Wisconsin. Wisconsin deserves good football. Because
Yes.
when Wisconsin's good at football, they're a problem in the Big Ten.
Yep.
All right, you ready to get into the recap?
Yeah. I mean, I guess we can kind of speed recap through some of these games because there was not really much. I mean, let's see. I mean, Texas Vandy got close, but really Vandy kind of.
Arch
I mean,
Manning has his best day as a Texas Longhorn.
Yeah, but
Torched.
That game really was only close because there was a controversial 2-point conversion call that really I don't know how.
And Vandy got really close to that onside.
Yeah, if they would have gotten that onside and somehow tied it and won the game, but that call for that 2-point conversion would have been like a lot of fans would have been angry about that.
Yeah,
SEC would have been facing a lot of backlash.
Mm-hmm.
The interim, really about. I mean, Vanderbilt kind of really set themselves behind the 8 ball. They really couldn't get the offense going early, and Texas kind of jumped on them. I mean, the first play of the game was a 75-yard touchdown off just a wide receiver screen. And whenever Arch has been tested, the past couple of weeks he's been good. I mean, he's really turning the season around, but it really just depends what happens next week. I mean, I knew that they would probably beat Vanderbilt because it's kind of a tough task for Vandy after a couple of good wins to get on the road. But now Texas has to go into Georgia with their season on the line. I mean,
yeah,
backs against the wall.
Yeah, that's next week.
You're still in a good spot, but now Vandy has a tough game, and now you're with your backs.
Vanderbilt's going to be a weird team because if they win out, they're probably in.
Yeah, Tennessee is going to be playing spoiler now that they don't really have anything to play for. So
yeah, I mean, we can head into that game since we're already talking about it.
Yeah,
Oklahoma wins the playoff elimination game. They go on the road to Neyland and beat them. This is a massive, massive win for Brad Venables. Oklahoma has won a big SEC game. Hasn't won a big game on the road in the SEC in probably since their time in the SEC. I mean, probably their biggest win on the road was Auburn last year.
Yeah, I mean,
but
that game was about their defense coming up with big plays when they needed to. Like
yeah, they made Aguilar in that Tennessee offense work.
I mean, Aguilar had 2 interceptions, but he had almost 400 yards. I mean, they were cooking early. Tennessee was cooking early. They just couldn't. Every time they would have a chance to extend the lead or something, Oklahoma would come up with a big play. Special teams was big.
Oklahoma got pressure on Tennessee.
Yeah,
like no tomorrow. They saw how Alabama got pressure on Tennessee, and was like, "All right, we're gonna blitz you. We don't think you can pick up a blitz."
Oklahoma's kicker was also very clutch. He made the kicks when it mattered. And
he made a few 50-plus yard field goals.
Yeah, longest in Neyland, I believe.
Yeah, so Oklahoma survived. Oklahoma survives. Their playoff hopes are still alive. Tennessee as I think Tennessee's still in a pretty good spot. I mean,
This is about expected. Their defense is just not good. Their
yeah,
defense actually
that's the
played
thing.
good.
That's the thing that most Tennessee fans are really annoyed about on the offensive side, but your defense has been really, really bad this year.
I mean, this past weekend they could have won this game if their offense just played a little bit more cleaner. Because I mean, they held Oklahoma to so many field goals early on. So it's like
Yeah,
Mateer didn't play good at all. I mean,
he played okay.
he played okay, but not good enough. I mean, he got lucky
Tennessee,
to come out alive.
this is about what I expected from
The run
Tennessee.
game got
Was
going
like
though.
was like a 9-3 season after the whole Nico thing.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be. I think long term Tennessee is going to be okay, but it stinks this year for Tennessee because they had a chance to go into the playoff. They were in dark mode, night game in Neyland. That's tough. Losing a night game in your home stadium is tough. Next big game we got to talk about is Miami. Probably the story of the week.
Yeah.
Miami going down to SMU and Dallas. They're SMU's biggest win since before the Pony Express. SMU gets a signature win the day after Rhett Lashley signs an extension to stay in SMU for the long term. And for Miami, it's the same thing every year with them. Self-inflicted wounds, undisciplined football. They had it, and then they choked. And then late in the game, then overtime, Carson Beck throws an interception late, and then SMU scores a touchdown. SMU wins the game.
Yep.
A game of missed opportunities for Miami, and they could have closed this game out They could have closed this game out early, but they gave us SMU life. And given SMU life, that's tough, especially on the road. The first time Miami left the state of Florida all year, and they got beat. I mean, what do you say for Miami?
They do this every year.
It's the same thing every year, and I bought in on Miami this year because I thought they were a team that had everything. They're a really good football team. I still think that, but this is absolutely brutal game for Miami fans. But yeah, tough game for Miami. SMU though, massive win. Probably the signature win of the Rhett Lashley era. This is your signature win. Last year you went on and made the playoff. Great, but you didn't have that signature win. This is a signature win for Rhett Lashley and SMU. Kevin Jennings played his heart out. He was obviously hurt, but played really, really nice this year. And SMU wins. SMU wins, and they can be spoiler for a few teams coming up. They got Louisville coming up. SMU can play spoiler.
Yeah,
and heck, they could backdoor their way in the ACC title game because they only have one conference loss this year, which is the weight.
I mean, so could Duke.
Yeah, so could Duke.
And Georgia continues to win close games.
Yeah, Georgia escapes the cocktail party with a very, very close victory over Florida. That you got to cut the head off the snake. You got to cut the head off the snake. Georgia's been in so many of these games this year where it's in the fourth quarter, they're down or they're getting outplayed, but Georgia somehow finds a way to win. It's called championship DNA. They're tough to beat, and you gotta cut the head off the snake. What are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, Florida played really good despite with everything that's been going on that I thought came in.
They showed a lot of fight.
Yeah. And I mean, they had their chances. I mean, how about that play? So they had one play, probably should have been counted as a catch, but it was a
It
deep
was
ball.
it was so 50-50.
So 50-50, but you got to
It was
make
so 50-50, but here's the thing.
got to make a better throw on that.
Florida, he was under pressure, rolling out
Yeah.
to his left. Florida, I'm not really gonna go into that. Florida had so many other chances to put the game away. Remember that 4th and 1 they had?
Yep.
That 4th and 1 they had, they just ran it up the gut and they got stuffed. They get that. They probably chew way more clock and kick a field goal, maybe win this game. But Florida, a game of missed opportunities for Florida. Georgia, again, survives. Played terrible. But, again, you got to cut the head off Georgia. You got to beat them. And so far, only one team's been able to do that, and that's Alabama. They had a close game in Neyland. They had a close game against pretty much almost all their SEC opponents, besides one, I think. Kentucky. That's right, Kentucky. But Georgia, they got a trap game this week before playing Texas and before bringing in Texas in next week. And for Florida, brutal loss, but showed a lot of fight. Again, they showed a lot of fight. Sucks, but Florida fans are more interested in this coaching search. They would have loved to beat Georgia, but I think they're really interested, like, who's going to be the next coach of the Florida Gators.
Yep.
Really quick, Duke beat Clemson in a shootout, in a Big 12 shootout.
Yeah. I mean, the ACC, the late game, there was like a PI where like it was a batted ball and the Duke dude like pushed the Clemson guy was out of the way and they called a pass interference on Clemson. Then they proceeded to score, get the 2-point conversion, and then Clemson.
We're gonna have to do a relook back at our playoff bracket.
Oh yeah, bad.
Sometime this offseason, we're gonna be both going.
What were we thinking?
Yeah. I mean, we're not the only ones. I mean, everyone thought Clemson was going to be really good this year, myself included.
Yep.
But been a bad year. Been a bad year for Clemson. What other games were big this week? What was game day last week? Utah.
Yeah, Utah dominated Cincinnati. That game was not close.
That game was not close. Utah, it's tough going into Utah and winning. Really, really tough. Devin Dampier had a really nice game. And the Cincinnati Magic probably died.
Yeah. They could beat BYU next week, but
they could, but it's going to be tough. Any other games you want to discuss over last week?
No, that was like the only games.
USC, really the only other one.
USC beat Nebraska. Dylan Raiola is out for the season.
Yeah, I mean they blocked that. They did a whole blackout, everything. They thought they were going to win that game.
Mississippi State finally won an SEC game.
Yeah, they beat Arkansas.
Yeah,
they beat Arkansas in a shootout of shootouts. Arkansas's a bad program. Mississippi State's trending up.
Virginia survived against Cal. I mean, other than that,
yeah, they pulled away late there.
Louisville survived against
Virginia Tech. Forgot a massive one. Georgia Tech.
Yeah, NC State. I mean, dominated. I mean, NC State's offense all season has been pretty solid because they beat Virginia as well.
Haynes, it wasn't even like Haynes King had a bad day. He was 25 for 35, 400 yards, 400 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also ran for 100 yards.
Yeah, their defense can stop anybody.
Yeah, I mean, NC State had 340 passing yards, over 200 rushing yards, with Jay Scott going for 196 rushing yards in a game. Holy moly. Man, you run for almost 200 yards in a game. That's insane. But again, Georgia Tech, we'll find they got a long way to go. They got some tough ACC opponents left, and then clean old fashioned hit at the end of the year. See if they can cut off the snake after that really tough loss last year. Any other thoughts on last week?
And that's about it. Nothing really. It was just kind of a dead week.
It
had a lot of upsets, but it's just really not really action packed with good games. It was just like not like highly ranked matchups. As more says what I'm trying to say.
I thought Oklahoma Tennessee was really fun, even though Oklahoma pulled away late. And then Auburn lost to Kentucky, but we already kind of talked about that earlier. That they scored 3 points at home against Kentucky. And that's what got Hugh Freeze canned.
Yeah.
Watching that game, I kind of had a feeling it would happen, and it did.
It was like one of the worst games ever.
It was a tank bowl of tank bowls, or a toilet bowl if you want to talk about that. All right, you ready to get into this week?
Yeah, let's get it.
This week looks like it's going to be a really nice week. Let's start this game this week on Friday. A massive group of 5 game. Massive group of 5 game on Friday as Tulane takes on Memphis. Memphis is currently the group of 5 contender, but as we all know, the group of 5 is a complete mess at this point. So who the heck knows? What are you thinking on this game, this Tulane-Memphis game?
I mean, Tulane got absolutely dominated last week, but UTSA is like one of the best home environments in the American, but probably lean Memphis right now, just with the ways teams are playing and the coaching talk. But then again, Memphis both of the coaches in this game are in coaching going to be a part of the coaching carousel because Ryan Silverfield could be going to Arkansas, or that's where his name's been linked to. But I don't know. I'd probably lean Memphis.
Favorite.
I'd probably lean Memphis. With that, what opened at it's coming down. I think Tulane could win this game. It's just weird. It's probably more so of a coin flip to me. It's just can Tulane's defense come up because they were bad last week.
Yeah, it's going to be the Tulane defense, and then it's really going to be what defense kind of shows up. And I think Memphis probably pulls one out it's at home.
Yeah.
At home, they've got stuff to play for. Tulane, they're 6-2 right now. They'll need chaos to happen for them to get back into the group of 5 race, but that's where I think Memphis probably pulls one out. And now we head to Saturday for the 11 a.m. slate.
Yep.
Where do you want to start in the 11 a.m. slate? Do you want to start with Georgia, Mississippi State, or talk about the game of the week?
I mean, Georgia, Mississippi State won't. I mean, it'll probably be how it normally goes. I mean, it might be.
I think it's
Mississippi State will be close, keep it close for a little bit, then Georgia will pull away in the second half. Is how every Georgia game goes. I agree.
I mean, it's in Starkville, and Georgia could be looking ahead, so I'd really watch out for Georgia. But I don't think a Kirby Smart team is going to look ahead. I'd love to see Mississippi. I think Mississippi State probably covers though. Georgia's currently a 9.5-point favorite. I think State covers. The thing I'm worried about for State is the talent in the trenches. Watching them in person. They don't have the They don't have the guys up front that Georgia has or Texas has or any of these guys have. So I think Chauncey Bowens and Nate Frazier probably have big days for Georgia.
Yep. This BYU Texas Tech game, I kind of
College game days going to Lubbock for the first time since the Crabtree game all those years ago.
I think BYU's in for a rude awakening.
I do too.
10 a.m. start. 9 a.m. Yeah.
In Lubbock, Texas. Plus, I think Texas Tech has a line of scrimmage.
And last week, I thought Tech could have been on upset watch in Manhattan, Kansas, and they proved otherwise, and they were really dominant against.
The only way BYU wins this game is if they make Texas Tech play their game. But even then, I think Texas Tech's got the line of scrimmage game. They're one of the best. They're probably the best team in the country in pass rush.
Well, I think BYU also is going to need their magic that they've had the past couple of weeks, especially what happened in Ames, Iowa, where they would just get a couple bounces go their way. It's like if the bounces are going their way, I mean, you got to go against the magic of BYU, and you got to go against BYU.
Bear Bachmeier.
Machine. Yeah, Bear Bachmeier has been good. His passing, which many people question. I thought he was like mainly a runner, but his passing's been good. It seems like they've had the same receivers there forever because Cole Roberts is still there, and he's been there since freaking Zach Wilson was there.
Jeez.
And that was in like 2021.
I know.
I guess he was a freshman or 2020. I mean,
this game's also a culture battle. You get a team that really doesn't use the portal that much, BYU, because of how their school operates, versus a team that was built. A lot of them came in because of the portal and money. So it's a culture battle too. But I think Texas Tech, this is their biggest game since the Crabtree days. I think Texas Tech wins big. Actually, I don't think it's going to be big. I think BYU actually keeps this close. BYU's a really good team. They don't turn the ball over. They've got good culture. I think Texas Tech pulls away late. But I think the line of scrimmage, the guys in the interior, that's where I think BYU has a rude awakening. Because Texas Tech's got they've got an insanely good defensive line and offensive line.
Yep.
All right, what game would you like to talk about next?
You
want to go to
next game at 2:30? I mean,
want to go to CBS with Brad and Gary and go to Kinnick?
Yeah, we can hit that one first and go east to Missouri.
Yep.
But this game is very interesting because you got Oregon.
This game's going to be, the forecast is going to be ugly.
Oregon's built for ugly games because they play in the rain a lot and Autzen and stuff. But this game, Oregon has been a little weird this year. Like they had their one game that big game against Penn State at the beginning of the season that was really hyped up to be good, which it was. It was an overtime close win.
That's not their fault.
No, not their fault. Now that win is not really aging well. That's not their fault.
Still a good win.
Still a pretty good win, yeah. But then you lose to Indiana at home, and then the past couple weeks you smoked Rutgers on the road, and then you just skated away again. I mean,
Oregon doesn't have any top tiers left, but they got three teams. They got three teams that they're in the top 25 currently.
No, the back half of their schedule is brutal.
They're going to be on upset watch for the rest of the season. Obviously, now they got to go to Kinnick. They got to play USC and then Washington in that rivalry.
The thing with Iowa is that their offense has been buzzing this year. Like they actually have.
It actually scores more than 20 points a game,
and their defense is still good. This game really is Dante Moore. He's got to prove it. Like he was really good the first couple weeks.
He's been okay this year.
Okay, yeah, but they were hyping him up as like the number one pick after the first 2 weeks, and then now it's like,
This is
come
where
on.
you make your money.
Yeah. And this Oregon team is not as good as last year's teams, and it's taken a
No,
little bit of a
but
step
we
back.
all knew that.
But
I mean, this is a young Oregon team. This is a young Oregon team.
if they can prove that they can win this game, I'll like give them their flowers and that they prove it. But right now,
this is a tough game. I mean,
I think
Indiana.
Iowa can pull this off.
I mean, an experienced Indiana team went into Kinnick and barely got out of there
Barely
with
survived.
their lives.
Like if Iowa can pull this out, they get interesting because they could be a team.
They can play spoiler.
They have USC the next week after that. If they can win those 2 games, they can get back into the race. I mean, they go 10-2. They'll be. I mean,
They're in the playoff. Whoever wins this game is kind of catapults themselves into playoff conversation, while the other. I mean,
Oregon would be. I mean,
I have no idea. Like
they would probably put Oregon in if they can beat USC and then beat Washington on the road. But it's like,
well, I think it comes down to like a debate between an SEC team and them.
Yeah,
but for Oregon's sake,
you just got to win this week.
Just win.
And then Missouri, and then the SEC battle at 2:30 is Texas A&M going to Missouri, and A&M's riding hot.
Another trap. I don't think this is a trap game for.
It would be if Bo Pribula wasn't hurt, but
I still think this is going to be a tough game. I don't know. Ahmad Hart, Missouri's backup played pretty good in his time.
Yeah, he did.
It's Vanderbilt, but A&M's a tough team.
Matt Zollers.
A&M's going to go up against their the best rushing attack they're going to face probably since Notre Dame. Would you agree with that? Jamal Robertson and Ahmad Hardy?
Yeah, this will be the best.
If they could keep that offense at third and manageable, then this could be an interesting game. Missouri's got the guys on the outside, especially. Yeah. Missouri's got the guys on the defense on the outside, the edge rushing, that could really make A&M's life a living hell. Zion Young has been really good this year, but also Cassius Hall for A&M's been awesome.
Yeah. I mean, this game, if Missouri can win this game, I mean, A&M, this is a game A&M usually loses, like when they get all their hype up.
Yeah, this is the battered Aggie syndrome game.
Yeah. But we said that about the LSU game, and they ran them out of their own stadium and got their coach fired. But this might be – it's kind of crazy because, I mean, Drinkwitz is not in talks for job. I mean, he's in
talks for the Florida and Penn State job.
Yeah.
But I don't think Missouri's going to really deal with that. They got a good culture there. And I think, again, it comes down to the run game for Missouri. They can just keep this like manageable third downs and just have these drives. Then I think Missouri can.
Their receivers are going to have to help out with their quarterback.
And having this game in Missouri is interesting too.
Yeah, it should help them out. Then if they win this game, then they get interesting in the playoff mix because
they got that signature win that they thought the Alabama game was going to be. If they win this game, that's their signature win.
And they got to go into Oklahoma later in the season. That could be if whatever. Who knows what happens the past couple of weeks, and then you had to play Arkansas at the end of the year, and that's
a lot of possibilities this weekend. Teams that can make statements this week. Iowa and Missouri, probably the top two.
Yeah. And maybe even like Memphis as well.
I would looking at the slate. Yeah, looking at the slate, I think the afternoon slate probably is the best of the best.
Yeah, the night slate is pretty disappointing.
We gotta talk. I mean, Florida State, a game of the year. I thought is on the ACC network. Florida State Clemson.
Oh man,
jeez, Clemson's a 1.5 point favorite. Ugly game.
I mean, Florida State played pretty good last week. They like destroyed Wake Forest at home.
Again, that game I thought was going to be a game of the year candidate. or like a college
Now I don't
B.
know who think if you're in like a pick'em or anything trying to pick this game, I don't even know
Yeah,
who win that game. That game is like a coin flip. But I
I
mean,
agree.
I don't even know who you try. I guess Florida State, but Clemson's offense has been good. Like the past couple of weeks, their offense has been good. With Klubnik was good last week. Their defense is crazy. How their defense was supposed to be like one of the best in the country, and it's like
Yeah,
big. It's like
and they got torched by Duke.
and Duke.
Another game that could have been a game of the year, but one team didn't really live up to their hype was Indiana going on the road to Penn State. Trap game. I think it's a trap game.
I think this game's gonna be close.
I do too. I think it's a trap game. Penn State showed a lot of fight.
Yeah, I
Ohio
like what
State.
Penn State
On
was
the road to
showing.
Columbus.
Just their secondary was just awful. Like
Yeah.
their secondary can fix it up. They'll be behind their crowd. I mean, hopefully their crowd goes out and supports them. Hopefully it's not like an Indiana takeover. It's like you at least want a little bit.
I don't think Beaver Stadium is ever going to get that bad.
See what the ticket prices are for this game. $21 for this.
What a missed opportunity. But again, I still think this game's going to be close. I'd watch out for Indiana.
Yeah, the thing with this game is Penn State's strong suit is running the football, and Indiana's strong suit on defense is their front seven's like one of the best in college football that I've seen.
Yeah, but Penn State's got the athletes. They have the same
quarterback. Grunkmeyer actually showed something. Like he can actually like get it down the field. Can show.
Yeah, he went to Columbus and they gave Ohio State everything they could.
Yeah, it's just their defense kept getting gashed and but if they can, I mean, time of possession, you have two running backs who are very capable of taking over a game. And Mendoza, he's just like, he's good. I like Mendoza, game manager. He's been doing good, but he's been prone to some mistakes. Like last week against Maryland, they dominated them, but first play of the game, almost pick six. And it's just, what do you think? Like, they've got really good. I mean, Indiana's got some really good.
I think Penn State covers. Indiana probably gets out of here with a win, but
yeah,
I think it's close. I would not be surprised if we're in the fourth quarter and like Indiana's up by like 3.
Yeah, or it's tied or something. That'd be nice.
Would not be surprised, or Cincinnati, Indiana do what they did. They keep doing it, just beating teams to a pulp. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Penn State shows fight.
Yes.
All right. The final game we're going to talk about is LSU at Alabama. This is going to be LSU's first game without Brian Kelly as their head coach. Frank Wilson's going to be their interim coach. Alabama is coming off of both teams are coming off of bye week like they always do. Alabama has won 12 of the last 14 in the series. It's in Tuscaloosa, and Alabama is a 9.5-point favorite. This game, I think, is going to be close for a while. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. Not even close. The way to beat LSU this year has been running the football, and Alabama hasn't been able to run the football this year. I keep saying, like, you got to learn how to run the football. Alabama's got to run the football against LSU. They have to, right?
You'd hope.
You'd hope. I mean, last year, this game was probably the start of the end for Brian Kelly. I mean, Alabama was the first team really to run LSU out of their own building in the Brian Kelly era, and then A&M followed the Alabama game plan to perfection and beat them 2 weeks ago, and it cost Brian Kelly his job. So, but I think LSU is going to fight. I think internally, Brian Kelly was not a popular person. I think they're going to fight. They're going to show a lot of fight. This is a talented LSU team that could give Alabama some problems. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, usually after games like this, you get the interim boost, and I mean LSU's been as was that team like Clemson that's mocked as one of the best teams in the country. They've been dangerous. Just their offensive line has been like terrible. I mean, they have really good receivers, but if you don't give your quarterback time, Nussmeier's also
Yeah,
been
I mean,
hurt all year.
is LSU gonna be one dimensional still?
Yeah.
That's really the question here. Is LSU still gonna be one dimensional?
And how healthy is Nussmeier? I mean, he's playing regardless. But I mean, is he hurt? I mean, is he going to be? If he takes one hit, is he going to be limping off the field, or is he going to be able to get up after a couple hits? Because he's going to be taking hits all night. I mean,
yeah, I think
guess
LSU. LSU also. They could also be running into a trap because Alabama's off a bye week. Possibly. Yeah, but I don't think so. I've watched so many Alabama LSU games; they're always going to be close. Even the game 2 years ago, 21.
Yeah,
when Alabama was number 2 in the nation and LSU was unranked.
The same thing. It was like right after they fired Coach Ed. It was like Edo. They just fired him or whatever.
That was the game. I thought that was with Edo.
It may have been, yeah.
But
either way,
it was one of those games where it's like, yeah, we all know Edo's gone, but they fought, and Alabama squeaked out of there with a win.
Yep. But it really, Alabama's offense just got to continue to get into rhythm. You got to watch out for Perkins. I mean, Harold Perkins is still there.
I would say Patrick is the one you got to worry about.
Yeah, him too. And they have a good second. They have a pretty solid, really solid secondary. It's just the thing with this
team is that Alabama's got the best receiving core in the SEC, and A&M torched them.
Yeah, but what torches that defense is kind of what torched them the past 2 weeks or the past 2 games is running quarterback.
Yeah.
How mobile are they going to? How many times is Ty going to be out and mobile and not just in the pocket? That's really what's going to be interesting. Because when Alabama's played LSU the past 2 times, Milroe was here and he dominated LSU.
Milroe's past 2 games as an Alabama player were against LSU
and Marcel Reed. A&M did like a carbon copy of what Joe Milroe did to LSU, and that was his.
Yeah, I mean, A&M gave Alabama the blueprint last year. This year, Alabama gave them the blueprint.
So yeah, it's like you got to run it.
But I do think this could be close.
Yeah, it'll be close.
I think Bama probably covers, but late.
Yeah. Could be like how it was against Vanderbilt, like the last drive of the game.
Or Tennessee.
Yeah, just the last drive of the game or whatever.
But again, I think the pass rush is going to be a big factor here for Alabama.
Yes, you got to get home against that LSU.
Yeah, because they got a lot of guys that can really.
Yeah,
take the top off.
Barry Brown,
Anderson, Nick Anderson. Just go down the list for LSU receivers.
And you got to watch out for Trades Green. That dude's a beast.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna have so many one-on-one contested.
Deshaun Lee, you got Trades Green in the red zone.
The last time Trades Green was here, he wasn't even in. He wasn't even in a football uniform. He was in a basketball uniform, and he was dunking everywhere.
Yeah, made up. Made us.
I'm sure he had like 14 rebounds or something crazy.
Made us dunked on Alabama a few times when he played last.
Yeah, and this time hopefully he's trying to do the same thing, but in the end zone, like Jimmy Graham back in the day.
Yeah,
but I mean, should be a better slate this week, but just nice to see Alabama back in action.
I'm very excited. I mean, I'm going to be at the game. You're going to be at the game.
Yeah.
It's a night game, Brian Denny. I'm hoping for
many games on the
I'm hoping for very little injuries going into Oklahoma.
Yeah. Let's see how we did last week.
Alabama's got to take care of business, basically.
Yep. Let's see how we did last week in picks. Let's see. Vandy, Texas. I had Texas. You had Vandy. We both lost at Miami, SMU. Georgia, Florida. I had Georgia. You had Florida, but you covered. If we were doing the spread, you would have covered. Texas Tech at Kansas State. I had Kansas State. You had Texas Tech. OU, Tennessee. We both lost that one. Originally, you had Oklahoma with us. So
yeah, the same thing in my family bets.
USC at Nebraska. You had USC at Nebraska, and we both had Utah. So it wasn't the greatest week for us, but
no.
Those games were interesting because there's just upset traps, just set up for you, and a lot of injuries, a lot of teams not being able to come through.
True.
But I have 5 games for this week. But if you want to add more, we can go ahead and.
I'm good with 5. I'm good with 5.
So we're starting at the college game day, BYU at Texas Tech.
This is the biggest game Texas Tech's had in a long time. Red, get your guns up. Line of scrimmage game is going to be massive here.
Yeah, line of scrimmage game is massive, and this is a game where I think Morton dominates. Like BYU's prone to giving up big plays with their passing defense. They're usually pretty solid up front, but Dickey's a really good running back for Texas Tech as well.
I agree.
All right, let's head Bulldog versus Bulldog.
Georgia.
Yep.
Georgia, but the game's close until late.
Yeah, Jeff
Georgia could be looking ahead to Texas, but I don't think Kirby Smart would let that happen.
Jeff Levy's been doing a great job at Mississippi State and just continues to build.
Yeah, they're going to fight.
Yeah. All right, 2:30, A&M at Missouri. I got the Aggies, but it'll be close. I don't know.
A&M.
Yeah. Right now,
this is the game that I'm on upset watch for. I really think Missouri could win this game.
Here's a game that I am on upset watch for, though. Oregon at Iowa. I'm going to take Iowa. It's going to be a vintage, roll up your sleeve, blue-collar game. Who wins the fight in the trenches?
Yeah, give me Iowa. It's the young Oregon team going into Kinnick. I don't like it.
And Iowa hasn't had like a signature win in a while. Like they haven't had a signature home game in a while, like home win.
In a while, probably since that 3-4 game. Remember when they played like 3 versus 4 against Penn State?
Yeah, I guess they could have had it if Penn State was good because they beat Penn State a couple weeks ago by 1. But all right, here we go. The team who Pavia owns. So Vandy versus Auburn.
If Vanderbilt didn't lose last week, I would pick Auburn.
I think Vandy loses, but the game's gonna be super close.
You think Vandy loses?
I think Vandy wins. I think they'll win by.
I got Vandy winning. But again, I would have picked Auburn if Vandy won last week.
I think this would be it's like a field goal game. Like Vanderbilt will win by a field goal.
Yeah, you went to this game.
Auburn is due.
Did you go to this game last year?
I did. Yes, Auburn is due to beat Pavia.
They're due,
but
beat them.
But Ashton Daniels is the starter, and he did not look good at all. But who knows? You got any other games?
Nope. I mean, we both know where we're going with Alabama LSU.
Yeah, I even forgot about that one. But yeah, we both know we're going with that one. I mean, can't believe I forgot that game. But this is like people were talking about it, but I agree. It was like the least talked about. We can add this game. Speaking of the team from Louisiana, the Friday game, the Tulane and Memphis game.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to go Tulane.
Yeah.
I'm going with the upset. Group 5's a complete mess this year, and I think it's going to be even more of a mess.
I think I'm going to go with Tulane as well.
You're going to go with Tulane as well?
Yeah, just because of last week. Like, you got absolute blown out last week, and this week you got to go back on the road again. You got to show adversity.
Yeah.
So I want to look at the American standings real quick before we go. Because that conference right now, there's like 6 teams tied.
I think North Texas is going to be the Group of 5 representative.
I mean, their offense is fun to watch. I would like that. I like the quarterback. So here they have 6 teams. They have 6 teams that have one loss in the conference. They have Navy. Navy lost to North Texas last week. North Texas.
Yep.
Did you see that? There was a play in the game.
I did. I saw that.
The onside kick, and the dude called a fair catch, and they
did
like interference. It's like a 1,000 IQ play. It's like you don't even think of that in that moment. Then you have Memphis at 4-1 with the loss to UAB. Like, how do you even do a 6-way tie? But it won't be a 6-way tie after the end of the season. But it's just crazy to think about. There's a 6-way tie for first. Yeah, North Texas at 4-1, Tulane at 3-1, USF 3-1, East Carolina at 3-1.
Sheesh.
And
what a mess the American is this year.
I want to see like the past couple weeks. So Notre Dame plays Navy this week, or Navy goes to South Bend. But I want to see what the American has over the next couple weeks. Because do you think that Boise State Boise State? I guess it would be Boise State or San Diego State because UNLV think they aren't really in the mix. Like, do you think any of those 2 teams have a chance?
I don't think so. Again, I think North Texas is going to eventually get this.
If UTSA was playing at home, I think they would beat USF, but USF having the home game for that.
I'm debating if South Florida could get back into this thing, but
they've only lost one. Who they lose to in the American? Oh yeah, they should be in the driver's seat right now because they blew that game to Memphis. They were up in the 4th quarter and they gave up 17 unanswered.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see next week. After South Florida goes to Navy next week, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Then North Texas has to go to Birmingham. That'd be a fun game to go to. Too bad it's during the Alabama game. Memphis goes to ECU next week. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
So it could shape up to be a very interesting last couple of weeks with who knows what could happen in the American, because that's all eyes are going to be on that conference most likely. But I mean, in the Mountain West, we can take a look at that before we. This is a weird year to have a Group of 5 team because they're just all beating it.
Last year we were kind of spoiled. It's like, Boise State's just running through everyone.
Yeah, this year not the case because you have in the Mountain West you have San Diego State's 4-0 and you have Boise State's 4-1. Like San Diego State is 7-1 and their only loss is to Washington State, which they got kind of destroyed in that.
Yeah.
But they could be in for a rude awakening. They got to go to the island this week, so they could be They could just be eliminated, having to travel across the Pacific. But other than that, I mean, not much else.
I got one more piece of news that's interesting. It's not really about anything, but it's college football related.
Oh yeah, Brian Kelly dropped a statement.
I didn't see that. No, it was actually the home and home that got announced recently.
Oh yeah, Auburn. Oh, not Auburn. Auburn and Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's super interesting. Interesting game. Again, we don't know if either team's going to have their coach there still, but they're going to play 27-28, South Bend and Jordan-Hare.
Yep, that'll be a fun home and home.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
I don't have it. Think we got everything.
Yep, that's everything. Well, there was another really, really nice episode, Nicholas. Can't wait for another big college football season.
Yep, another big college football week upon us.
Absolutely.
Week, and then next week we'll have another episode with the week 2 of the college football playoff rankings.
Yep. Well, thank you everyone for watching. That'll do it for this week's episode of brain fart. That'll do it for this week's episode of the 4th and Mile podcast for college football. That's Nicholas Elliott. I'm Jay Zaza. We'll be back Tuesday to cover the NFL, and then Thursday do the same thing again. College football rankings, any coach firings that happen, and then we'll get into the games.
Yep.
But thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys later.
Peace.